The soundtrack for Suspiria was written by the band Goblin. The band said, and this is even years later, that they still considered this soundtrack to be their masterpiece. Dario Argento and Goblin had worked together in the past, and for this movie, Dario gave the band a traditional Greek stringed instrument called a bouzouki, which is basically a long-necked lute. And he did this because in the story, you remember where Helena Markos is from?
Yes, she's from Greece.
Exactly. So they incorporated that into their soundtrack. And then another interesting thing, they did some very neat stuff to get some of the weird sounds you hear. Stuff like pinging glasses full of water with hammers. And the way they recorded this album is really cool too. Since Goblin had worked with the director before and they knew his approach and his style and his aesthetic, they used the script for Suspiria to make a draft album. So the early version of the soundtrack was made before filming even started. And then they took that version and blared it over loudspeakers at the cast and crew during production. Can you imagine this?
No, I simply could not work in this environment. I mean, I like the music, but as someone who is often overstimulated, like the idea of no one speaking the same language as me, the colors are insane, and there's this loud, intense music playing, like, no, thank you. This sounds like hell.
Yeah, so this had to be completely unhinged. Once the film was finished, Goblin went back to the recording studio and they made changes based on what they thought would fit the film better. And that was the final version of the soundtrack. And something to remember too, this was before music videos were really a thing. So like musicians simply were not doing this. So this was quite unique and you could call it groundbreaking even.